In a village where the baobab trees touched the skies and the earth sang with the footsteps of its people, there lived a young girl named Amina. At the tender age of 15, Amina found herself carrying the weight of a new life within her. The news of her pregnancy spread through the village like a swift wind, stirring whispers and casting shadows upon her path. Amina, however, was no ordinary girl. She was the daughter of the village storyteller, and from her father she had inherited a spirit as indomitable as the ancient baobab under which he spun his tales. Despite the murmurs, Amina held her head high, for she knew that every story has its twists and turns, and hers was no different. As the months passed, Amina's belly grew round and full, mirroring the waxing moon that watched over the village. The villagers awaited the arrival of the child with bated breath, for it was prophesied that the child born under the baobab tree during the harvest moon would bring great change to the land. The night of the harvest moon arrived, and with it, a sense of magic hung in the air. Amina, guided by the light of the moon, walked to the ancient baobab tree. There, amidst the roots that had witnessed 1,000 tales, she felt the first pangs of labor. The village healer, a wise woman with eyes like polished obsidian, came to Amina's side. Together, they welcomed the child into the world, a girl with eyes that sparkled like the stars that freckled the night sky. The child was named Layla, and her birth was celebrated with song and dance. But the joy was short-lived, for the village soon faced a great calamity. The rains did not come, and the earth grew parched and cracked. The crops withered, and the people's hearts filled with fear. Amina, now a mother, knew that the survival of her daughter and her people depended on her. She remembered the stories her father told her, stories of courage and wisdom, and she knew what she must do. With Layla strapped to her back, Amina set out on a journey to seek the wisdom of the ancients, to find a way to bring the rains back to her village. It was a journey that would test her strength and her heart, a journey that would lead her to the very edges of the known world. And so, Amina's story continues, a tale of a young girl who became a mother who became a hero. What lies ahead for Amina and Layla? Only the next moonrise will tell. As Amina ventured beyond the familiar borders of her village, the sun scorched the earth, and the once verdant savanna turned to a canvas of browns and yellows. With each step, she drew upon the strength of her ancestors, the same strength that had seen her people through times of plenty and times of want. Layla, her daughter, grew curious and observant, her little hands reaching for the baobab seeds that Amina carried as sustenance. The seeds, as hardy as the tree from which they came, were a symbol of resilience and hope. Sustenance. The seeds, as hardy as the tree from which they came, were a symbol of resilience and hope. The journey was long and arduous, but Amina's resolve did not waver. She met other travelers along the way, each with their own tales of hardship and triumph. From a wise old woman, Amina learned of a hidden spring, a source of water that could save her village. But the path to it was fraught with challenges, for it lay deep within the heart of a labyrinthine forest, guarded by a spirit who demanded a tribute of truth. Amina knew that the only truth she could offer was her story, the story of a girl who became a mother who became a seeker of salvation for her people. With Layla's laughter as her beacon, Amina entered the forest, the dense canopy above whispering secrets of the ages. The spirit of the forest appeared before Amina, a figure as old as time, with eyes that held the depth of the earth. Amina spoke her truth, her voice steady and clear. She told of her love for her daughter, her devotion to her village, and her quest to bring back the rains. The spirit listened, and in the silence that followed, the air grew heavy with anticipation. Then, with a voice like the rustling of leaves, the spirit spoke, granting Amina access to the hidden spring, but with a warning. The balance of nature is delicate, and the water must be used with respect and wisdom. Amina emerged from the forest, her heart alight with newfound hope. She returned to her village with the knowledge of the hidden spring, and together with her people, they worked to restore the land. But as the village rejoiced in the return of the rains, a new challenge arose. A neighboring tribe, driven by desperation and the rumors of water, set their sights on Amina's village. The peace that had returned to the land was now under threat. Amina, who had faced adversity with courage, now stood at the forefront of her people, ready to protect the gift they had been given. The story of Amina and Layla continues, a tale of a bond that grows stronger with each trial, a tale of a village that stands united in the face of uncertainty. What will happen next? How will Amina and her people ensure the safety of their precious resource? The tale is far from over, and the next chapter awaits. The drums of war echoed through the savannah, and the air was thick with tension. Amina's village, once a haven of peace, now braced for the arrival of the neighboring tribe. The villagers gathered, their faces etched with concern, but Amina stood before them, her resolve as unyielding as the baobab tree itself. She spoke to her people, her voice carrying the wisdom of the ancients. We have faced drought and despair, and we have prevailed. Now we must face envy and greed, but we shall not falter. We are the children of the baobab, and like its roots, we are intertwined, strong, and deep. As the neighboring tribe approached, Amina proposed a meeting under the baobab tree, a neutral ground where conflicts were traditionally resolved. The leaders of the tribe, intrigued by Amina's courage, agreed to the meeting. Under the vast canopy of the baobab, Amina met with the leaders. She did not come bearing weapons, but an offer of peace and cooperation. The water from the hidden spring is a gift to all who respect the land, she said. Let us share this gift, and together we can bring prosperity to both our peoples. The leaders, moved by Amina's words and the sincerity in her eyes, accepted her offer. A pact was formed, and the two villages worked side by side to build a system of irrigation that would benefit both communities. The once barren land bloomed with life, and the people thrived. But the story does not end here. For Amina, the journey of motherhood and leadership had only just begun. Layla, her daughter, grew to be a curious and spirited child, her laughter a melody that danced with the wind. As the seasons changed, so did the challenges. Amina's wisdom was sought by many, and her tales of bravery and compassion spread far and wide. Yet there were still secrets of the land that called to her, mysteries that whispered her name. And so, Amina's tale continues, a story woven into the fabric of the earth, a story that speaks of the enduring spirit of a mother, a leader, a daughter of the baobab. What adventures await Amina and Layla? What lessons will the future hold? The story unfolds with each passing day, an endless tapestry of life and legacy. In the heart of the savannah, where the baobab trees stood as sentinels of time, Amina's village prospered. The pact between the two villages had brought not only water, but also unity. The shared irrigation system was a testament to their cooperation, and the fields flourished with golden crops. Amina, now revered as the mother of the baobab, watched over her people with a gentle yet firm hand. Layla, her daughter, grew under her mother's tutelage, her young mind filled with stories of the land and its people. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, a traveler arrived at the village. He was a merchant from distant lands, his robes rich with the dust of 1,000 roads. In his possession was a chest, ornate and mysterious, bound with bands of iron. The merchant sought an audience with Amina, for he had heard of her wisdom and the tales of the baobab. Before the assembly, he opened the chest, revealing a collection of scrolls, ancient texts from civilizations long past. These scrolls, he said, hold knowledge forgotten by time, secrets that could further elevate your people. Amina accepted the gift with gratitude, and the village gathered to explore the wisdom within the scrolls. They spoke of agriculture, medicine, and astronomy, of ways to harness the wind and the water, and of understanding the stars that guided the travelers of old. As Amina and her people delved into the ancient knowledge, they discovered a scroll that spoke of a great tree, a tree that connected the heavens and the earth. It was said that this tree held the power to unite all the tribes of the savannah, to bring an era of peace and prosperity. The vision of such a tree ignited a spark in Amina's heart. She knew that this was the next step in her journey, to find this great tree and fulfill the prophecy. With Layla by her side, now a bright and eager child, Amina set out once more, her eyes set on the horizon. The search for the great tree would lead Amina through lands unknown to meet tribes and creatures of all kinds. It was a quest that would reveal the true depth of the savannah's spirit, a quest that would unite the people under a sky filled with stars. And so, the story of Amina continues, a journey that stretches beyond the baobab trees, a journey of discovery, unity, and hope. What will Amina and Layla find on their quest? What secrets does the great tree hold? The story is still being written, and the next chapter promises to be as enchanting as the first. The quest for the great tree took Amina and Layla across the vast savannah, through whispering grasslands and over gentle hills. The land was alive with stories, each creature and plant a character in the grand tapestry of life. Amina's heart was full of purpose, and Layla's eyes sparkled with the wonder of discovery. As they journeyed, they encountered a tribe known for their intricate beadwork and vibrant dances. The tribe welcomed Amina and Layla with open arms, sharing their art and stories. Among them was an elder, his hair like silver threads, who spoke of the great tree. It is known as the Tree of Unity, he said, and it stands in a place where the earth touches the sky. The elder offered them a guide, a young man named Kofi, whose knowledge of the land was vast. With Kofi's guidance, they navigated through a maze of valleys and streams, each step bringing them closer to their destination. Days turned into weeks, and the landscape changed, revealing a mountain range that sliced the heavens. It was here, the elder had said, that they would find the Tree of Unity. The climb was steep, and the air grew thin, but Amina's determination never faltered. At last, they reached the summit, and there, shrouded in mist and legend, stood the Tree of Unity. Its branches were a canopy of green, its roots a network of strength. The tree was a marvel, its leaves shimmering with a light that seemed to come from within. Amina approached the tree, and as she did, the air vibrated with a hum of energy. She placed her hand upon the bark, and a voice spoke to her, not with words, but with feelings, a sense of connection to all the people of the savannah. The tree imparted a message of harmony and the importance of every life. It spoke of a time when all tribes would gather under its branches, sharing their knowledge and celebrating their diversity. Amina and Layla returned to their village with the message of the Tree of Unity. The news of their discovery spread, and soon representatives from all corners of the savannah came to see the tree. Under the Tree of Unity, a council was formed, and Amina was chosen to lead it. Together, they worked to build a future where every tribe could thrive, where the wisdom of the ancients and the promise of the young were valued equally. The story of Amina and the baobab tree continues, a narrative of growth, connection, and the enduring power of unity. What new challenges will Amina face as the leader of the council? How will Layla's journey unfold as she learns from her mother's wisdom? The tale is far from over, and the next chapter is yet to be written.
With the Tree of Unity as their guide, the council led by Amina flourished. The tribes of the savannah, once isolated, now shared in the bounty of knowledge and resources. The council's decisions were made with the wisdom of many, and the savannah entered an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity. Layla, now a young woman, had grown under the nurturing gaze of the village and the watchful eye of her mother. She had learned the language of the earth and the stories of the stars. Her curiosity was boundless, and her spirit fierce. One day, a great caravan arrived from the north, bearing news of a distant land where the rivers ran silver and the mountains held secrets in their stone hearts. The caravan's leader, a seasoned explorer named Jabari, spoke of a challenge that no one had been able to overcome, a labyrinth hidden within the mountains, said to hold a treasure of immeasurable worth. The people of the savannah were intrigued, and Layla felt the call of adventure stir within her. She approached Amina with a request. "Mother, let me journey with Jabari to the mountains. Let me discover the secrets that await and bring back the treasure that could benefit all our people." Amina looked into her daughter's eyes, seeing the same determination that had driven her own journey so many years ago. With a heart both proud and heavy, she gave her blessing, and Layla set out with Jabari and his caravan. The journey was long, and the mountains loomed like giants against the sky. Layla learned from Jabari the art of navigation and the lore of the lands they traversed. Together they reached the entrance to the labyrinth, a gaping maw in the mountain's side, beckoning them into the shadows. Inside, the labyrinth was a world unto itself, with passages that twisted and turned, leading deeper into the mountain's core. Layla's courage did not falter, and her keen mind unravelled the riddles that the labyrinth posed. After days of wandering the winding paths, Layla and Jabari stumbled upon a chamber, its walls aglow with a soft, ethereal light. In the centre stood a pedestal, and upon it a crystal that pulsed with the heartbeat of the earth. The treasure was not gold or jewels, but knowledge, a library carved into the very stones of the chamber, filled with the wisdom of a civilization long gone. Layla knew that this was the true treasure, one that could illuminate the minds of her people and guide them for generations to come. With the crystal and the knowledge it contained, Layla and Jabari made their way back to the savannah. The return was met with celebration, and the wisdom from the labyrinth was shared among the tribes, strengthening the bonds of unity even further. The story of Amina and the baobab tree continues, now with Layla carving her own path, a path of discovery and enlightenment. What other wonders will Layla uncover? How will the knowledge from the labyrinth shape the future of the savannah? The tale grows with each new adventure, a never-ending saga of the spirit of exploration and the quest for understanding. As the savannah basked in the harmony brought by the Tree of Unity, Amina's thoughts often wandered to the days of her youth, to the challenges she had faced and the lessons she had learned. She watched Layla, now a beacon of hope for the younger generation, and knew that the future was in capable hands. Yet before Amina could pass the mantle of leadership to her daughter, the savannah faced one more trial, A great shadow crept across the land, a plague that threatened to undo all that they had achieved. The crops withered, the animals grew sick, and the people's spirits faltered. The council convened beneath the baobab tree, seeking a solution to the blight that had befallen them. Amina, with the wisdom of years etched upon her face, spoke, "We must unite not just in prosperity, but also in adversity. Let us send messengers to all corners of the savannah to gather the knowledge that may save us." And so, emissaries were dispatched to every tribe, to every healer and sage. They returned with remedies and rituals, with prayers and potions. Together, the people of the savannah combined their efforts, blending the wisdom of each tribe into a powerful force against the plague. Layla, ever her mother's daughter, journeyed to the farthest reaches of the savannah, where it was said that a rare herb grew, an herb that could turn the tide against the shadow. With courage in her heart and the blessings of her people, she braved the unknown, her resolve unshaken. After a journey fraught with peril, Layla found the herb, its leaves glimmering with a promise of healing. She returned to the village, and the healers prepared a concoction that was distributed among the people and the land. Slowly the shadow lifted. The crops began to grow once more, the animals regained their strength, and the laughter of children filled the air. The savannah had been tested, but its spirit remained unbroken. With the crisis averted, Amina knew that her time as leader was coming to an end. She had led her people through storms and droughts, through conflicts and celebrations. Now she would lead them through one final act, the passing of leadership to the next generation. This penultimate chapter serves as a lead-up to the grand conclusion of Amina's tale, emphasizing the themes of resilience, collective effort, and the transition of wisdom from one generation to the next. If you need further assistance with the final chapter or any other content, I'm here to help you bring the story to a fitting end. As the seasons turned, the savannah thrived under the unity and knowledge shared among its people. Amina, the mother of the baobab, had seen her village transform from a place of scarcity to a land of abundance. Layla, her daughter, had journeyed far and wide, bringing back wisdom that lit the path to the future. The tree of unity, once a beacon for a single village, had become a symbol for all the tribes of the savannah. Under its branches, leaders and learners alike gathered to share stories, celebrate their cultures, and make decisions for the common good. Amina watched as Layla took her place among the council, her voice strong and her ideas bold. The young woman who had once clung to her mother's back now stood on her own, a leader in her own right, her vision clear and her resolve unwavering. The time had come for Amina to pass on the mantle. With pride in her heart, she entrusted the leadership to Layla and the new generation. "My journey began with a single step beneath the baobab tree," Amina said, "and now it is time for others to walk their paths, to weave their stories into the fabric of our land." The villagers celebrated Amina's wisdom and Layla's ascension with a festival that lasted for days. The air was filled with music and laughter, and the sky blazed with the colours of the setting sun. As the festival drew to a close, Amina walked to the baobab tree one last time. She placed her hand upon its ancient bark, feeling the pulse of the life that coursed through it. "Thank you," she whispered, "for the shade, the stories, and the strength." With the first stars of evening twinkling above, Amina turned and walked into the embrace of her people, her story complete, her legacy assured. The baobab tree stood tall, its silhouette a testament to the tale of a girl who became a mother who became a leader who became a legend. And though Amina's tale had reached its end, the stories of the savannah would continue, each one a thread in the ever-growing tapestry of life. For as long as the baobab trees touched the skies and the earth sang with the footsteps of its people, there would be stories to tell, stories of courage, of wisdom, and of unity.